She's 85, but people mistake her for 60. No surgery, no expensive creams, just two things: castor oil and baking soda. While the world chases youth in bottles that cost hundreds of dollars, she found her secret in a kitchen cabinet. And the best part? This isn't a miracle. It's a mindset, a ritual, a return to simplicity. And anyone can do it. In the next few minutes, we'll reveal her exact routine, the real science behind it, and how you can start today, no matter your age. Meet Maria. She's 85 years old, but most people think she's in her early 60s, not because she's chasing youth, but because she has quietly and intentionally embraced a way of life that nourishes her from the inside out. Maria was born in 1940 in a small, sun-drenched village nestled between olive groves and lavender fields. Life was simple. Her mother and grandmother used what they had: herbs, oils, and time-tested rituals to care for their skin, hair, and health. But Maria's life wasn't always serene. In her 50s, she began to feel the weight of aging, dry skin, thinning hair, constant fatigue, and something deeper, a fading spark. She remembers looking in the mirror one morning and asking herself, "Where did I go?" Determined not to disappear, Maria began to look back, not to chase her youth, but to reconnect with the women who came before her. She remembered her grandmother's thick braids, her mother's radiant skin, and the little glass bottle that always sat on the vanity, castor oil, and the bowl of baking soda they used for everything from cleaning to brushing teeth and even as a gentle face scrub. She started small: a drop of castor oil before bed, a pinch of baking soda once a week to cleanse and brighten. No products, no procedures, just what she already had in her kitchen. Over time, her skin softened, her hair regained its strength. But most importantly, that spark returned, not because she looked younger, but because she felt alive again, seen, cared for. Today, Maria's routine is simple, sacred, and consistent. Her secret, not just castor oil and baking soda, but the power of believing that it's never too late to take care of yourself. When you start loving the woman in the mirror again, the whole world changes. So what's so special about castor oil and baking soda? Why would a woman in her 80s place her trust in two ingredients you can find in almost every kitchen or pharmacy? Let's start with castor oil. Castor oil comes from the seeds of the castor plant, Rhinus communis. It has been used for thousands of years. Yes, even as far back as ancient Egypt, for everything from healing wounds to moisturizing the skin, promoting hair growth, and even easing arthritis pain. But what makes it work so well? The secret lies in its unique composition. About 90% of castor oil is reinanoleic acid, a rare fatty acid known for its anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and deeply moisturizing properties for mature skin. Castor oil acts like a seal. It helps lock in hydration, softens fine lines, reduces flakiness, and even supports collagen production. Many women like Maria use it as a nightly facial massage oil. Just a few drops, warmed between the fingers, gently pressed into clean skin. It's rich, thick, and takes its time, just like we should. Now let's talk about the other half of Maria's routine: baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate. This humble white powder has been used since the 1800s for cooking, cleaning, and you guessed it, personal care. It's slightly alkaline, which means it can help neutralize acidity, absorb odors, and gently cleanse. When used sparingly, baking soda works as a mild exfoliant. It helps remove dead skin cells, unclog pores, and brighten the complexion without harsh scrubbing. But here's the key word: sparingly. Because baking soda has a high pH, around 9. It can be drying or irritating if used too often or too roughly, especially for sensitive or mature skin. That's why Maria only uses it once a week, mixing it with a little water or honey into a gentle paste. It's not about scrubbing, it's about awakening the skin. Think of it as a reset button. And always, always follow with a moisturizer or a few drops of castor oil to rehydrate and calm the skin. Together, castor oil and baking soda create a powerful yet simple skincare routine. One moisturizes deeply, the other gently refreshes. Both are inexpensive, easy to find, and when used with care, safe for aging skin. In fact, recent studies have highlighted castor oil's antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects, supporting its traditional use. And while baking soda isn't a high-tech skin product, it's still studied for its cleaning and pH-balancing properties. It's not a miracle, it's not magic. It's simply a return to what works, grounded in nature, tradition, and the quiet wisdom of women like Maria. Because sometimes the simplest things hold the greatest power. Now that we know what castor oil and baking soda are, let's talk about why they actually work. not from folklore, but from biology and science. As we age, several changes happen to our skin. Our collagen production slows down, elastin fibers break down, and our skin produces less sebum, the natural oil that keeps it supple. The result? Fine lines, dryness, sagging, and that dull, papery texture. Many of us begin to notice in our 50s, 60s, and beyond. This is where castor oil comes in. Castor oil is what dermatologists call an oil-juissive moisturizer. That means it forms a protective barrier over the skin, trapping in water and preventing transepidermal water loss, a key culprit in aging skin. It's also a haidestant, meaning it draws moisture from the air into the skin, much like hyaluronic acid, but far more affordable. Reuccinolleic acid in castor oil has been shown to enhance skin hydration, reduce inflammation, and improve overall skin texture. Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology. Additionally, castor oil has been studied for its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. That's important because as we age, even minor inflammation can accelerate collagen breakdown, a process called inflammaging. By reducing inflammation, castor oil may actually help preserve collagen and slow down visible signs of aging. Now let's look at baking soda. Our skin naturally sheds dead cells every 28,040 days, but as we get older, this process slows down. Dead skin cells accumulate, making skin look dull, uneven, and tired. Baking soda, when used gently, acts as a mild physical exfoliant. It helps remove that outer layer of dead skin, revealing fresher, brighter skin underneath in small amounts. This promotes cell turnover and improves product absorption, meaning the castor oil you apply afterward sinks in deeper and works more effectively. But, and this is important, baking soda must be used carefully. Your skin's surface is naturally acidic, usually around pH 5.5. This acidity protects you from bacteria and helps maintain a strong barrier. Baking soda is alkaline around pH 9, which can disrupt that barrier if used too often or left on too long. That's why experts recommend use only once a week. Mix it with a buffer like honey or water, and always follow with a hydrating oil like castor oil afterward. When used this way, baking soda doesn't damage the skin, it revives it. The combination of exfoliation and deep moisturization is one of the simplest yet most powerful routines. What's interesting is that castor oil and baking soda mimic what high-end skincare often tries to do without the cost or complexity. Science doesn't always have to be complicated. Sometimes it confirms what women like Maria have known for generations.
The body responds to care. The skin responds to simplicity.
And aging, when embraced with the right tools, can be a beautiful process. So how does an 85-year-old woman with no cosmetic surgery, no expensive products, and no elaborate procedures look and feel like she's 60? It begins with a rhythm, not a routine, but a ritual. A slow, sacred daily rhythm that honors her skin, her spirit, and her body. Every morning, Maria begins with warm water and gratitude. No harsh soaps, just a soft, damp cloth and a few splashes to awaken the skin. Then, while her skin is still damp, she uses just 2 to 3 drops of castor oil. The key, she says, is to press, not rub. Castor oil helps seal in the water, keeping her skin soft, hydrated, and protected from the elements. She finishes with a simple, clean diet. Oatmeal, fruit, herbal tea, and a few moments of stillness. 10 minutes of silence. Sometimes meditation. Sometimes just listening to the birds. This isn't about vanity, it's about energy and dignity. In the evening, Maria cleanses again, this time more intentionally.
If I've worn a little makeup or sunscreen, she says, I use a warm towel and olive oil to gently lift it away.
Then comes her weekly ritual, the part passed down from her grandmother. Once a week, usually Sunday evening, Maria prepares a baking soda paste. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 to 2 teaspoons of dullness and awaken fresh skin. Then, like always, a thin layer of castor oil to replenish moisture and calm the skin barrier. It's not about looking young, she says. It's about feeling clean, cared for, and complete. Beyond castor oil and baking soda, Maria practices what she calls gentle discipline. That means daily stretching, drinking plenty of water, avoiding drama, laughing often, and spending time in sunlight and silence. She believes that no cream or serum can replace the power of calm living. Your skin reflects your spirit, she says. If you're tense, your face is tense. If you're kind to yourself, your skin softens too. Maria doesn't chase youth. She nurtures herself, like an old garden with patience, presence, and a little castor oil. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? A kitchen staple like castor oil paired with humble baking soda, and somehow they hold the secret to aging gracefully? We hear you, we really do. In a world full of overhyped miracle creams and viral trends, it's natural to feel skeptical. So let's break it down carefully, honestly, and answer the questions so many are asking. Is this for real? Can castor oil really make a difference? Castor oil is one of the richest natural sources of rejuvenolic acid, a fatty acid that's both anti-inflammatory and moisturizing. It's been used for centuries to soothe skin, stimulate collagen, and support wound healing. It doesn't perform miracles overnight, but with consistent use, it supports a stronger, more supple skin barrier, especially in mature skin, which naturally loses oil with age. 2. Is baking soda safe for your face? Now, this is where caution matters. Baking soda on its own is alkaline, which means it can disrupt the skin's natural acidity if overused. But that doesn't make it dangerous. It makes it powerful and requires care. Used no more than once a week and combined with soothing agents like honey, aloe, or chamomile tea, baking soda becomes a mild exfoliant that helps lift dead skin and brighten the complexion without stripping it. The key is moderation. Think of it as a gentle polishing cloth, not a scrub brush. 3. Isn't this just another old wife's tale? Great question, and yes, it is. But here's the thing. Many of those old wives were wise. They lived without access to luxury brands or dermatology clinics. They passed down what worked safely, affordably, and sustainably. Today, science is catching up with tradition. We now understand that simpler routines often protect the skin better than aggressive, multi-step product lines. So yes, it's a folk remedy, but it's also a science-backed, common-sense ritual in a world that's forgotten how to be gentle. Will this clog my pores? Castor oil is actually non-comedogenic for most people, meaning it's unlikely to clog pores when used in small amounts on clean skin. But every skin is different. Start slow, do a patch test, and see how your skin responds. What if I have sensitive skin or rosacea? Skip the baking soda, stick with castor oil diluted with a calming oil like jojoba or chamomile-infused oil. And always consult with your dermatologist before starting something new. How long does it take to see results? Expect 30-60 days of consistent use before you notice real changes. This is not a quick fix. It's a nurturing practice. Skepticism is healthy. It protects us from being fooled. But sometimes, it also keeps us from rediscovering what's simple and true. This isn't about magic. It's about nourishment. About slowing down enough to touch your own face with kindness. And maybe, just maybe, watching it respond with gratitude. The skin remembers everything, including how you treat it.
Today, be curious, be cautious, but don't be afraid to try something your grandmother might have sworn by, especially if it costs less than a cup of coffee and brings you closer to yourself. By now, you may be curious, maybe even a little excited to try this for yourself. But like anything we apply to our skin, especially mature skin, safety and simplicity must come first. So here's your gentle roadmap. A complete, easy-to-follow guide to starting your own castor oil and baking soda skincare routine. No guesswork, no rush, just a calm, confident beginning. Step 1. Choose the right castor oil. Not all castor oils are the same. For skincare, always choose cold press to preserve nutrients. Hexane-free, no chemical solvents, organic, especially if you have sensitive skin. Avoid products with added fragrances, preservatives, or coloring. Your skin deserves only the purest ingredients. Step 2. Patch test first. Before you begin, perform a patch test. Apply a tiny amount of castor oil to the inside of your forearm. Wait 24 hours. If there's no itching, redness, or rash, you're good to go. Step 3. Start with a nighttime ritual. Begin by using castor oil just once a day, at night. Why? Because skin repairs itself while you sleep, and the oil will have time to work its magic undisturbed. How to apply castor oil to your face. Wash your face gently with warm water and a mild cleanser. Pat dry. Place 2 to 4 drops of castor oil in your palm. Warm it slightly between your hands. Press gently into your skin, cheeks, forehead, around the mouth, and under the eyes. Let it absorb overnight. No need to rinse. Expect a slightly sticky feel, that's normal. Within days, your skin may feel more supple and hydrated. Here's a beginner-friendly castor oil plan for your first week. Days 1 to 3. Just apply at night to clean skin. Days 4 to 5. Try adding a drop to your lips or cuticles. See how your body responds. Days 6 to 7. Begin observing. Does your skin feel softer, less dry? No drastic changes, just gentle care and close listening to your body. Baking soda comes later, and only if your skin tolerates the oil well. Use this no more than once a week. Here's how to prepare a gentle exfoliating paste. Simple DIY baking soda face scrub. 1 teaspoon baking soda. 1 teaspoon honey or plain yogurt or aloe vera. Optional, a few drops of warm chamomile tea. Mix gently into a paste. How to use. Apply to damp face using 2 fingers. Massage in slow circular motions.
For no more than 30 seconds, rinse thoroughly with warm water. Pat dry and apply a few drops of castor oil. If your skin feels tight or red, back off. Your skin will tell you what it needs. Skincare doesn't need to feel clinical or rushed. Let this become a ritual, a quiet daily act of love. You can pair it with a few deep breaths, a moment of gratitude, a bedtime stretch. That's when beauty becomes something more, not just what's on your face, but what you give yourself. Let's go over a few quick do's and don'ts before you begin. Do patch test, both castor oil and baking soda. Do use clean fingers or tools. Do store oil in a cool, dark place. Do stop if irritation occurs. Don't use baking soda more than once a week. Don't use near open wounds or broken skin. Don't expect overnight results. This isn't about turning back time. It's about respecting the time your skin has traveled, about giving it just 2 simple ingredients and the patience to let them work gently, day by day. No surgery, no filters, just touch, trust, and time. Begin where you are. Use what you have. Love who you see. As we come to the close of our journey, it's important to remember the story we tell about aging is far more powerful than any skincare routine. Castor oil and baking soda may help nourish your skin. They may soften fine lines or brighten your complexion, but the true secret to looking and feeling youthful isn't just about what we put on our skin. It's about how we choose to live, how we embrace every chapter of our lives with grace, curiosity, and kindness toward ourselves and others. Aging is not a loss. It's a transformation. Like a tree that grows deeper roots with every season, we grow richer in wisdom, strength, and compassion. Yes, our bodies change. Our skin tells stories of laughter, tears, love, and resilience. And that is beautiful. Graceful aging is about honoring those stories, not hiding them. It starts with how we speak to ourselves, what we see when we look in the mirror. Instead of focusing on fixing every wrinkle, what if we focused on appreciating the strength behind each one? What if every line was a reminder of a life fully lived? True beauty blossoms when we treat ourselves with kindness, with the same gentle care we've given others all our lives. Aging gracefully means finding joy and purpose every day. It's saying yes to new experiences and no when we need rest. It's pursuing passions that perhaps were set aside. It's building friendships that nurture the soul. Your age does not define your dreams nor your worth. Skincare is a part of caring for yourself, but it's only one part. Emotional health, physical movement, mental stimulation, connection with others, these are the true pillars of radiant aging. A routine like castor oil and baking soda is a beautiful ritual of self-care, but the most important ritual is learning to love who you are, exactly as you are. So, as you consider this simple secret, remember, it's just one step on a much larger... Because growing older is not about losing youth, it's about gaining freedom. The freedom to be yourself more fully and beautifully than ever before. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you feel inspired to try these simple, natural steps, and more importantly, to embrace your beauty and wisdom at every age. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more wonderful people like you who are on this journey of aging gracefully. We love to hear from you. Share your own stories or questions in the comments below. Have you tried castor oil or natural remedies before? What's your favorite self-care ritual? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos full of honest, uplifting tips for vibrant living after 60. Remember, aging gracefully is a gift you give yourself every single day. Start today.